cameras are a mess, which is ironic because I literally just posted a post praising Spicy Curry Kit Bread's production quality. But that's okay. That happens sometimes. Sometimes there's irony in the world. It happens. Hi, my name is Matthew. This is the Vanish X Zone Twitch stream, and this is the Lost Tomb of Akarut. We've got 4 awesome characters here, played by 4 awesome humans, and they have been dungeon diving into a dungeon, and I think they've freed something from that dungeon. Oh no. They've also been exploring spaceships and building relationships and losing relationships and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And so here we are, ready to step forward and continue this journey with these awesome humans. Emily, are those new glasses?
Not really, but thank you.
I don't know. They look different for some reason. Why do they look different?
They were a mile closer.
They're new since like June, but my camera's been off for a while, so.
Okay, fair enough. The caffeine is still kicking in, I guess. Anyway, so here we are, guys. You are, from my recollection, back in town. Welcome home, I guess, or home as best you can be. Bialor is happy to see you, and you guys have sort of free reign of the town to do with as you see fit. Let's check in with some people and see what you're all doing. Jack, aka Zeriel.
Yo.
You've got some projects that are in the works, yeah?
I do. And I'm going to spend some gold, buy some normal-ish items, and I'm going to slap away all of the charges that I have until 5 of that little kit, because I think that would be awesome. So I'll be using, like, I don't know, that's 7. Okay. 7 charges to just do basically 3 things.
Let's hear these 3 things, and if you want to do them in little scenes where you present them to people, that is perfectly okay by me.
Okay. And then I don't know if we already got the details on 2 of them, but I think the one of them is, I won't like specifically say what it does because I'm not sure what you want to do with it. So
I'm sure it's fine, but
yeah.
Well, let's just go for it and see what happens.
All right.
Who do you want to meet with first?
Ooh, you know what? Definitely Celia, because this is kind of a pivotal moment in character design. So I have single-handedly retconned most of the campaign for you, Emily. I'm sorry, but you have yet not since had your extraordinarily large hat. You may have had a hat or 2, but they have not been extraordinarily large. And I have gone through the liberty of purchasing an extraordinarily large hat and imbuing it with some magic gobbledygook. So it is a hat here for you, and here is your hat.
Thank you. What does it look like? Apart from that it's massive.
Honestly, I'd say pretty much like the last drawing, which is funny because I guess there has to be some time travel BS coming in here because Mochi was in that picture too. So if you didn't have the hat, then why do you have the hat in the same picture as Mochi? But okay, we're just going to accept it as a thing. But I'd say probably just like a standard witch's hat. And I'm not putting you into the corner of a witch because I've been saying you're a witch the entire campaign and made you a hat that makes you look like a witch. But, here's your witch's hat.
Question to Jack and Marcus. Jack first, would it be okay if we shared your art?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Marcus, can we share his art?
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there because I think it's really freaking spectacular.
It is very good.
So you give this to her. What's the circumstances? Where are you guys when you give this to her? What does that look like? What is the circumstance that upon which this exchange of goods happens?
Not quite sure. I think that's up to Emily because wherever Celia is at the time.
Well, Celia went back to the tent
Mhm.
and she's sitting on the floor, making berries and things. So she's probably just like focusing on her work, and you just walk in and present her with this hat.
Well, to be fair, I did almost die on the inside of a warp, so I'm feeling very generous. I've gone through the Santa Claus thing, and now we're just like on the tail end of it. I've even grown a beard in the new artwork because there's like actually like progression of time. So that's awesome.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
I think Celia's first reaction to seeing the hat is just like her eyes wide, like a child, like, oh my god. And then she's like, for me? She gets very excited.
Don't get used to it. It's not because we're a party of adventuring group people, and it's not because you're my family and I care about you guys. It's just I was bored, okay? Yeah.
I think she needs to like she's like gets it and she's about to put it on, and then she remembers that Zuriel gave this to her, and she kind of looks at him like,
It's half cursed.
are you sure?
Yes.
100%.
It will only destroy you and turn you into ashes if you are a witch. And I'm just gonna give like thumbs up.
I'm not quite sure if I qualify as a witch, but I don't think so.
Only one way to find out. I continue to push the thumbs up towards her.
Look at that
Okay.
hat. Sorry, just looking at the art, making me happy.
It's like
When, here's
big-
the stat
bigger than
block
my-
for you. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
So-
Oh my god, that's my art. That's weird.
to kind of very gingerly stick it on, and then
Mhm.
kind of like look at her hands, and look at her feet, and check that she's all there.
I'm gonna go boom.
Immediately burst into flames. No, sorry. But it has nothing to do with the hat. Oh wait, no, never mind. Okay.
Boy.
Yeah, you're still there. You don't light on fire.
That's a good start. Can I cast detect magic on the thing? Because I still don't trust it.
Sure. Yeah. Does she detect any magic?
I do believe she does. And in fact, actually, well, no, because it has to be that you don't know. But let me see if I can think of a way to say this. What's a cantrip that you don't have?
Most of them.
Fair enough. Let's see.
Trips I do
Let's take a
have.
look. Actually, hold on one second. Let's take a look. Let me see what I got here. Celia, hey, how you doing? Lame. Do something that's very practical, yeah. What about Blade Ward's not bad, and Code Thoughts is interesting. Friends, Gust.
Stranded.
Mhm.
Is Stranded
Mage.
dying?
Not for it has to be a wizard cantrip, unfortunately. Mind Sliver, Mending, Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Shocking Grasp, Thunderclap, Toll the Dead, or True Strike. All those are the ones that come to mind for me.
Do I get a choice, or is this Jack's decision?
No, you
Technically,
can
Jack's
choose.
decisions, but Jax can absolutely say, "What do you want, Emily?"
No, just choose whatever. See if you can cast something that you don't know how to cast.
There you go.
Well, okay, I don't know what this spell does, but you know how Celia likes making friends.
You want to cast Friends?
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I don't know what it does. Have a look.
Of course. I like it. Yeah. Celia seems to give off an aura of friendliness and charm.
You know, if you cast Friends against me, I'm going to speak like I'm in a Barney the Dinosaur video.
Friends isn't against you. Friends now changes the self. It makes you more likable.
Oh, damn. Okay, cool.
They got rid of the mental manipulation aspect of it.
Oh, when the spell ends, the creature realizes I use magic.
Yep.
I'm permanent friends.
And becomes hostile
What if I-
towards you.
Oh, I'm the worst friend ever.
Yeah, for a spell called Friends, it makes you a really shitty friend.
Well, it's enchantment. Mental manipulation.
Interesting.
So, do I just gain this spell, or can I only cast this once? Can I cast other spells?
So the whole deal with the hat, as far as I know, is you once per day, right, can cast a cantrip that you don't know.
And it can change.
Yeah, like you can cast whatever cantrip from a wizard spell list that you don't know, but you have to make a DC 10 intelligence check. Which I'm pretty sure for you, if you have like a shit ton of intelligence, will probably be not rolling a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, it's an Arcana check. You have to you would have to roll a 2 or above.
Okay.
So, but it's once per day.
Yeah. If
So don't roll a 1.
pretty much. If you succeed it, then you cast it. If you don't, just nothing happens, but you've used the action. So it's no real downside.
I like this hat.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the hat.
No problem.
I will add that it has to be a wizard cantrip specifically, so you can't cast healing cantrips like Spare the Dying, which is the closest we have to a healing cantrip for good reason.
I don't really as much into healing anyway.
I didn't think so. I mean, you've done a fair bit of it, to be fair, with manipulating people's blood back into their bodies or whatever. But nonetheless, sounds good to me. Excellent. Beautiful. Jack, who does Zuriel want to visit next?
So I have a rather glowy, large blue potion that I'm going to see if I can carry over to Lyra.
Okay, Lyra, where does Zuriel find you?
Probably somewhere outside. What's her name? Nalri's tent. So,
Nalri's
like,
tent. Yeah, are you like spying on her? Are you like just stalking and like glaring at the place angrily, or what are you doing?
I'll probably be doing short of like hissing at the place, just because she didn't help me, and she's still there's something still iffy about her.
Yeah, so you show up and see Zuriel, Lyra, hissing at this tent.
You okay there? Like, is this a bad time? Should I like come back later?
She'll just like, no, it's fine. What's up?
Here, drink. I'm going to give no explanation.
I think she'll just sort of slowly blink at it and ask, what is it?
It makes people explode.
Sounds great. I think she'll drink it.
That's why I love this story.
No one believes you, Zuriel.
You know, one of these days it'll actually make them explode. Then they'll see. And that's just to regulate her stuff.
Yeah. So, Lyra, this drink is very delicious. Like, particularly delicious. It kind of smells a little weird from a distance. Like, it smells a little bit like fresh cut grass. But like fresh cut glass after the rain or whatever. But what like inside, like when you have it, the taste is just it's very smooth and it goes down your throat and it kind of feels like it expands inside your stomach outward. It's a very weird feeling, but it feels like the entire inside of your stomach is coated with an extra layer.
My stomach feels kind of weird. Does this happen just before the explosion, or?
Yeah, so it happens during the explosion. Like you saw it with the worm, like it just kind of just go pop. It's same sort of deal.
Oh, okay. Sounds great. Do I get to come out of it unscathed like you did?
Good question. Not quite sure. But on the bright side, though, this is just simply, I guess I would say, a lot more of that potion that I had already given you that would help you with your, let's say, otherworldly curse. That is a permanent debuff, and we have not been able to solve out in game.
Yeah, so mechanically speaking, this is going to give you the Halfling Luck ability. So if you look up Halfling Luck,
you also lose like an inch off of your total height.
I'm just gonna fall there.
Side effects. I apologize.
But as long as I'm still taller than Senior and a hat. Okay.
Just don't ask where I got the halfling from.
Don't ask me silly. Oh.
Is it you reroll one times a day?
Yep. Whenever you roll one, you can reroll it.
Taking advantage of that every day.
Dude, I was gonna say this has to be like the most powerful item. Like you could give her a sword that on hit deals billions of damage,
and this would still be more useful.
Oh man.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the full language of Halfling Luck in this game? Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. So you can never roll a 1 again, basically. If you roll twice in a row. If you roll a one twice in a row, then you roll a 1. But that's the only circumstance under which you can roll a 1 because it doesn't have a limit. It doesn't have a daily use or anything like that.
I would not put it past rolling a
essentially
1 twice in a row.
Yeah, that's fair. Essentially, your chance of rolling a 1 decreased heavily. It was 5% before, but now after that 5%, you have to again roll a 1. So you'd have to roll 2 1s in a row specifically. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is, I think, 1 in 400. Yeah, is that right? Something like that.
I will get those odds.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so confident that we're going to see that.
Yep.
You're gonna stop rolling 1s and start rolling 2s.
Start rolling 2s. Honestly, I think was it Marcus or Emily? The idea of like swapping around the dice so that way a low roll is a high roll. Yeah, that.
Like the good old days of negative taco. Oh, I miss those. And by miss those, I mean not at all. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so there you are, buffed Lyra, and shortened. Do we have a third such scene, Zero? Zero clause?
Do. And I think for flavor, granted, it does have to be a belt, but they don't specify the size of said belt. So can I make it an extraordinarily small belt? Like I'm talking like around the wrist for Tis as opposed to the waist?
You want to make it a bracelet?
Pretty much. Like it's technically a belt, but
no,
like
it's a belt for your wrist. That's fine by me.
It's a lot funnier.
So Tis, where are you?
Probably in the tent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Bialor is bothering you with something, right? You know, sort of doing that thing that people do sometimes. You know, we could just like talk about this for a long period of time, and at the end of it, nothing will have changed. But we can keep talking about it for a long period of time, and then we will have talked about it for a long period of time. And Zerial enters the tent, and Bialor's like, well, I guess we should like circle back to this later, and we can have further discussions about it because I think that the things that you're doing here are things that are worthy of lots of discussion.
Hey, do you want free stuff?
Always.
All right, let's go talk about it over here, away from
Thank
that
you.
conversation.
Yeah, Tiss's eyes were like glazed over and looks genuinely very happy to see Zuriel.
Yeah, I think that Bialer probably was talking about the union
Yeah.
that you have started, but probably mostly talking about it from like a aren't you concerned that this will upset the balance of power sort of ways? And the answer is no. I'm not concerned about that. So he just wants to, but he wants to feel heard. So.
And that kept going, but I couldn't say no in more than one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Did you find something outside or?
I ended up I was taking some stuff from the tomb, and essentially I had found out, at least been able to do a belt from a giant. I was able to, and I'm just going to pull out this ridiculously small belt, like the bracelet size belt, and I was like, "Don't let the appearance fool you. Definitely giants."
Tis genuinely guffaws, like a loud laugh that is uncharacteristic for them. A giant relative to knights.
You never know. Okay, that's a beautiful image that I have in my head now.
Giant mites.
just like a really like ripped mouse. But yeah, you never know. But this is yours now.
Thank you. I think it might fit on my wrist, maybe.
You know what? However you fit it on doesn't matter to me. But I'm glad that you could use it.
Just will tie it on, or clip it on. Functions.
So yeah, the stat block's all you, Matt. But
Oh yeah. Actually, it's not going to be me. It's going to be you. I want to see how well you roll. Can you make an alchemist tools check for me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And do I make it with intelligence?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to check beforehand.
No, always good. Always good to check.
Okay.
Wow. Well, this is going to be the most broken thing that has ever happened in this game because I literally said only one of them is possible on a 20. Hold on.
That's what's up.
I have to morally think about this for a second.
I forgot that, like,
I literally
explode.
You weren't expecting me to roll a 20, Matt.
I wasn't.
You should know me better.
I should.
Yeah, he
Okay.
tries to be inconvenient.
You know, I am fine with this. I put it on my chart. I'm gonna stick with it. Marcus,
Yes.
you have just become insanely strong. This is a wristband of storm giant strength.
Jesus, a part of my language, but okay. Yeah.
Your strength, in case you're curious, is now set to 29.
Okay, let me do the math on that.
Well, I think we can safely say that at least Celia isn't the strongest physically in our party anymore.
I think that would make my mod 9.
Let me actually check. I think it might be 9. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my god, it is.
No.
Cereal.
I make
okay,
great
so
wristbands.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the consequence of this, right? Here's the consequence, because there is a consequence. It's not a huge consequence. I'm not saying you shouldn't use it, but this is 100% one of the most desirous items in the immediate vicinity right now. People are going to want this item, and its existence is noticeable. It's a powerful magical item. You are now exuding a powerful magical force, and people are going to either try and steal it from you, or trade you for it, or kill you for it, or challenge you to duels, or something. This is unlikely. This is a campaign shifting item in some ways. Not that it won't be fun, but it will be.
Can I sense that?
Are you a brick?
I hope not. No, no.
Then yes, you can sense it.
Does it persist if I take it off?
Yes.
Real. Indeed.
I'm made of bracelets.
This thing exudes like power. It's like I'm trying to add a reference. It's like that poem. What are the rings? The One Ring. It exudes power in a way that's drawing everything near it that can sense.
I made you something good. That's your problem to deal with now. Remember, I only deal with my actions, not the consequences.
Thank God. It's just staring at him. Does their physique change upon wearing it?
I think it does, but it's like a gradual change, and it'll really, like, you'll notice it tomorrow morning when you wake up.
It's like Peter Parker.
Yeah, I think it, like, you can sense the power of this thing, and you can feel like the strength inside of it. But I think the truth matter is that you need a long rest to get the full effects, rather than just an attunement phase. So you'll wake up tomorrow morning and be like, buffer.
The moral element of it. I didn't know what you meant before you said it, but
it is. You know, I wasn't expecting it, but it's good anyways.
If you don't.
Hypothetically, if you took it off, would you stay buffer or would you slowly deflate?
You know, to be honest, I always assumed that Tiss was like in good fitness anyways. Like I assumed he was like particularly the strongest out of the group.
Yeah, from well not compared to Seal. But from working on ships, I think. Owned.
Yeah.
You're gonna become like a bodybuilder.
That was unexpected, but hey, intro to today's game.
That's an obscene jump in modifier. I went from 2 to 9.
Well, that's...
so easily, I think. But we'll see though, I guess.
We'll see
Can
what happens.
Celia over because she's in the same tent and she suddenly just like, it's like a really like good smell just hits her and she's like,
Oh, the
"Ooh."
magic. Yeah.
And she just wanders over and she's like, that's a funny friendship bracelet.
Friendship is the strongest of all magic.
Evidently so. You can sense this, right? Zerial made this.
On accident, mind you, but
Not from a mile away.
I'm not even that sensitive to magic.
Yeah.
You outdid yourself, clearly.
I literally threw things from a box into a pot with a strap of leather into it. I had no idea what I was doing.
Good thing it didn't explode.
Although, to be fair, it did use most of my box, so this is the great. It's okay though, because I think it's actually really good, because now box is last case resort. So, yeah.
Well, I didn't get you anything. I owe you one. I owe you several, I think.
You know, honestly, I think it's fine. I am just, as long as you're in front, that's all I care about at this point.
Yeah, I can do that.
So, yeah, we have all been successfully buffed. So,
Apart from you.
I don't think I need it. So,
True.
But that's quite the buff.
Some people you might want to be wary of are Adius and Nalri and Sarapi, because they are definitely going to want that bracelet.
Yep.
You think a soulwood box would? No, that's only.
Yeah.
And we threw it away.
That too.
Wait, do we? I thought we got it back though. I'm not quite sure where the soulwood
we
box is.
Didn't we? I feel like we sold it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think we found it at the dump and then.
Yeah, you traded it away. I
Nice.
forget what, but you know. Yes, but to answer your question, yes, the soulwood box would have hidden this, but then you couldn't have worn it.
Yeah.
Should we just lock him in a soulwood box and then carry him around until he's needed?
The soulwood coffin.
just a friggin' Nezuko. Like,
I feel like that might be more noticeable. I don't know.
we just have, I just like the concept of just like having a box that just contains like what we would call the beast, and then just Tis steps out, humongously ripped, but like
Hannibal
very
Lecter.
friendly, just like extraordinarily nice. Like, hey, can you please? Like, they can sense the overwhelming fear from just being in his vicinity, but he's like, hey, can you guys please stop attacking my friends? Thanks. And he just goes back into the box.
That's how it would go down.
Yeah, the side effect of this bracelet is that he suddenly becomes really good at diplomacy.
You hear someone clapping outside the tent. Like not a bunch of applause, but like it's
The
it's a
entrance
way
noise.
of knocking in a tent world.
Oh yeah,
Who
that's
is
right.
it?
One who has been enemy, but would prefer not to be.
Do I recognize this voice?
Yeah, it's the monk that you guys have fought a couple times, who works for Hubert Songshore.
The one seeking purpose, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Tis will go into the main area. Come in, please.
He enters and does like a quick appraisal, looking around.
There's some way we can help you.
My name is Sebi.
Just extends her hand. Pleasure to meet you, Seb. Yes.
He shakes your hand. It's a little awkward. But he looks at you and he says, you have begun something.
Me personally, the Death Knight escape.
The Union?
Oh, yes.
Guild?
We being, I guess, me, Lenia, and then. But yes.
You made purpose out of nothing.
I don't think so. There, it was already there.
What do you mean?
It was something that people weren't collectively moving toward. You're good. It was something that people weren't collectively moving toward, but it's the ability to. That's we can do that at any or no cost.
But you shaped it.
No, I don't think that's quite the case either. I comprise part
Would
of the
not be,
shape.
were it not for you, though.
It might be. Yeah, I'm sorry not to. I don't mean to be contrarian, but I don't think that's true. I think anybody could. I know anybody could.
Then you are blind.
Now listen here, Buckaroo. An idea is like a snowball rolling down a hill. You can make a snowball anytime you want. You can roll it down the hill as easily as you can toss a bucket. But when that snowball gets rolling, things get behind it, it becomes something that you don't think anybody can create. That's the laws of the universe, and that's how it works. Anyways, are you here to kill us, or are you here to join us?
I am here seeking understanding.
Understanding is personal. You can't seek it from anybody else.
Then I am here seeking clarity.
All right.
Are you going to help us or not?
Hey, there it is.
How would you have me help?
Join the union?
Would that be allowed? I work for Songshore.
Well, there are ways you can help from inside Songshore.
Oh, good point. I didn't think about that.
Your guild, it's still weak.
Thanks.
You have weird bargaining tactics, buddy.
You cannot protect me.
Yes.
I would disagree with that as well, but I don't know that I'd be right.
If I join, then Songshore will get rid of me.
He can try.
Then.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You cut out almost like there was some sort of digital interference.
I suppose it's a matter of principle then, whether you join us.
It also doesn't have to be broadcast that I joined. Is broadcast too new of a word in this context?
No, we've got psionic broadcasting.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. You could be of great use to us. I don't even think you would have to spy or inform for us within Longshore's camp. I think if you enjoy the benefits of the guild and contribute to it in any way that you can, you would advocate for it if you believe in it to the rest of Song. Ideally, we could change some hearts and minds over from.
Do
Just, can
you
you roll
even...
persuade? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Celia, go.
I just wanted to ask whether he did actually believe in it.
Yeah, before he answers, Tess, can you roll a persuasion check for me?
13.
He looks at you, Celia, and says, I believe that there was nothing. And now, through intent, there is something. I believe in that power.
Do you want it to become something more?
I want to watch it grow. I don't know if that's the same thing.
You could watch it grow from inside.
Can you help me if I bring people? Can you help me convince them? I understand things, but I am not a wordsmith.
How soon can you gather these people?
Depends on how many you think we should attempt at a time. I'm nervous.
I don't think it's like more than maybe 2 at a time. Someone's going to notice them all coming to the same place.
We could use that to our benefit.
Is it worth the risk?
It could be. One sec.
First rule about the guild: don't talk about the guild.
That's kind of hard when we have a tent dedicated to the guild.
How many people do you think would come? Sebi. It is Sebi, right?
Sebi, yes. I will say that there have been talk about you all. About standing up and succeeding, which I thought was a interesting interpretation of your escape attempt. And
That is.
also of this enterprise you are doing. It is, there is much curiosity. Some of the curiosity is, how will Songshore Enterprises crush it? But it is still curiosity.
If you can. Actually, Matt, know offhand how many people there's liable to be at any given time?
Yeah. Usually at like on hours like 60 and on off hours like 10.
Okay.
Sometimes there's big gatherings that go up to like 120, but you know.
Events.
Yeah.
Okay. Sebi, if you could bring like 10, 15 people on an off hour. Off hour. I don't know what it
Yeah.
tell them we're having a meal together. Doesn't have anything to do, as you call it. Free food. Tell them free food and drinks.
Of course. I will do so.
Can Salia kind of like nudge Tiss and like kind of turn away a bit and kind of gesture to be like, listen to me, off to the side?
This leans up.
Do you really think that's a good idea in a public place?
Yeah, actually, I recognize the but people having eyes on the fact that we just want each other, that
Yeah, but we can't do people, and there are more of them than there are of us. We could quite easily be overwhelmed.
we do this time and it works out okay. We survive to tomorrow, and we're able to do it over many times. At some point, there won't be. And that feels like not. Get them on our side.
I think I have a safety measure too that we can start implementing. Have you guys ever heard about the whole thing where no one cog in the machine knows about the whole?
Yeah.
Essentially, these people are essentially from Songshore. So, personally, I don't trust them. I don't trust the monk. I don't trust the people. That being said, it doesn't mean that they're not useful and that they can't prove their usefulness.
From within the camp.
Exactly. What we do is we set, what's her name, the leader of our union?
Lenia?
Lenia. we'd set Lenia in charge of assigning people tasks. And those people will be directed their tasks by her, and they will only know of their own task. It's an easy way to keep everything that we're doing from being seen in the larger picture and to keep things a little bit more secure.
I don't think.
Sorry.
I think that's a really good idea, but I don't think that should be Lenia's job. And that's put me in mind of Lenia knows literally everything about our union, and we don't really know anything about her.
I've had that.
I trust her as
do
as
too,
much
but
as I don't.
I don't know that
At all.
thinking
It
about
feels
it, she's
almost
the
too
reason.
good to be true that she just came and was like, "Hey, I can do this for you."
Well,
Um,
she
And
is
she's done a
getting
great
pay, right?
She's paying.
Well, there you go. She's going to give herself as much money as she needs from the guilds, and that's probably going to be a lot. But realistically, it's better to have somebody sated and in the key to power than it is to have that key unlocked. So
I suppose. I suppose there isn't really a way to divide her job up, so at least she hasn't got all of the power.
no. I mean, we could separate it into keys of power, but the more that we have is, the more that we're going to have to keep happy. If one of them decides, hey, I want more pay and compensation, then all of a sudden we have a lot of pay and compensation going towards that person to keep them happy. Otherwise, that side crumbles. So, while it's a lot to have her lead everything, I think would be okay for something as small as this, since we're not like huge, spanning thousands of people. Realistically, she should be able to just tell everybody what they have to do and then kind of keep an eye on things if they can.
As long as you trust her.
I do. I know.
That was out of game, by the way. I just want to clarify. That was out of game. Obviously, the monk's not listening. Sebi is standing back.
Matt, I don't recall the conversation itself, but when I spoke to when Zelia first approached me, was there any like investment or like apparent investment? Oh, it was a money thing.
Lenia, sorry, just for
Lenia.
clarity, the name. But
did I get it wrong? What did I say?
Xenia.
Sorry.
Xenia.
No.
Yeah,
Lenia. You rolled an insight check and determined that she was trustworthy.
Okay.
She wasn't the friendliest or most complimentary of you, but she thought that you had a good idea, and so like she was like, I think you Tiss responded positively to her like brusque and authoritative nature, and also as well to an element of the fact of like she was very I'm here to do work, right, and like to take stuff off your plate, right. There was an element too, I think, of just from a metagaming perspective, a narrative desire to make it so that you don't have to deal with the day-to-day of like paying union dues and things like that, because that's not like the most fun game element
adventuring
in this game. But that doesn't mean that she's trustworthy. You made a insight check. I don't remember what you rolled, but
it could mean any number of things.
But it could mean any number of things, right? So,
well, in game, I think like for Zerial, right? Money is the key to people, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can be bought, and while there are idealists, I do believe that as long as she is well paid, she is trustworthy. Because nobody who is not well paid is not going to be trustworthy. So, because they want to keep that pay going. So.
Oh, actually, this will turn back towards Sebi. Sebi, how does Songshore take care of you all in terms of your standard of living?
We are well paid as long as we live. Our families are compensated when we die.
Oh, enough to live on the rest of their lives after you pass?
No.
Okay.
that would be unthink. What you propose is quite high.
I don't know how much money Slungshore has.
Yeah.
Well, it may well be, but why would he share? No. I'm paid. What is he paid? I'm paid. Let's see.
Commoner is 1 gold. No, not a day. It's like a month, isn't it?
Yeah, but our world has a slightly different
Okay.
amount.
Gold is like a 20 spot in our.
Yeah. So let's see. He's paid 50 gold a week. He's sort of on the higher end, but that puts him in US economic terms. That puts him about 50,000 a year.
Ooh, 5 times what I make.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's well paid, but he's also one of the more elite members of the team, right? He has jobs like go after people like you, not like you're someone who we're going to send into the tomb to, trigger that trap so that we don't have the more valuable people trigger the trap, right? So
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can I ask him? Does he ever ask you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, things you don't want to do?
I would do none of this if I was not paid.
Okay. Does he ever ask you to do things that are morally very questionable?
Besides ambush and attempt to kill you and steal your treasure?
I don't know your moral.
More morally questionable than that? He has not asked it of me. But there is one. She is secretive. And I know she doesn't have a salary, but is paid by the job.
Do you have a name?
I don't.
Matt, do I have a name?
Ooh, why would you have a name?
Because I was part of the ambush squad that he's talking about.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's
Gabriel, I forgot you used to work for Songshore. That's slipped my mind completely.
Been a while.
Like,
I'll allow a history check. I think that's the appropriate skill there.
All right. That's I forgot it too until I'm like, wait a second, that sounds familiar. Who in their right mind would ambush such a lovely party and have to kill them?
Mm-hmm.
And Flag, I wouldn't roll anything except for a 19 or a 20.
Yeah. So she has a nickname. She is known as the Whisper.
Oh, nice.
That sounds scary.
Very foreboding.
Yes, she is evil, as far as I know, although perhaps she's just an employee, but she is known to manipulate as well as to assassinate.
I didn't even know that we were supposed to kill you guys until, so I was kind of along for the ride.
Yes, that is not infrequently how he operates. He tells only the leader of a group what the task at hand is.
Never good.
I have one more question for Sebi. If there was a job that was too far past your morals for you to agree to, would you be able to refuse?
No.
Would you fear for your safety if you did that?
Yes.
That's what our union is trying to stop.
I know. And I think you hear from outside the tent, panicked, Tiss or Celia or Lyra or Serial, please, can I speak with you soon? Please, can I come in and speak? And I think on that panicked voice, we will take our break.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Back in
that's such a
Denver.
weird tie-in, though. Like, I was like,
Oh, we're live. Oh, hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you are well. Hope you're living a good and positive and happy and healthy life. As always, I'd like to take a moment here at the top of the second half of the show to encourage you, yes, you, human who is watching this, to look for someone, anyone, really, and try to help them in any way that you can. Maybe play a song for them. Maybe make a piece of art for them. Maybe offer them a word of advice. Maybe send them a sticker. Because you made stickers, and stickers are awesome. And I just think that's one of the most powerful and important and impactful things that one can do with their time on this planet, particularly in times of stress and difficulty, which I think it is safe to say we are all in right now. The world is a difficult place to be a person in sometimes, and it's good if we can alleviate some of that stress and difficulty for each other. So, I recommend you do that. Additionally, I would like to say that we've got other shows on this channel. You can check them out. We've got 3 shows on this channel right now. 2 of them on Thursday, yes, and that is weird, and 1 of them on Sunday. There's this show. Welcome to it. You're seeing it right now. You know what it's about. There's also a show on Thursday evenings called The Assassination of Private Magley Black Eyes, where right now the cast is on a boat sailing away from the city that has Magley Black Eyes in it for reasons. But, it's still the title of the show, and yeah, highly, narrative-driven, intrigue-based game. And then we have our Sunday group called The Chosen Few, which just added a new cast member, and they are figuring out what they want to do right now. They're inside the city that has Magley Black Eyes in it, because all these games take place in the same world and they interact with each other, sometimes more than others, but there's been some crossover characters. Some people have shown up in a couple different things, and it's always been fun, and I hope that you check out some of the other stuff. So Sundays at noon, or Thursdays at 10:30 PST, or 5:30 PST, 6 PST. Marcus, help me out here.
5:30.
5:30. Thank you. There you go. So come check out some of our stuff and go live good and happy lives. And with that, we'll get back into it. So there's 2 voices outside your door. Because, and you can tell because, well, one of them's showing, guys, can I talk to you? Another one says, don't you think that you should knock? Like, I think that's like an inappropriate way of like getting their attention. I think that we should probably consider like maybe something else. Well, I'm a little bit nervous that they're gonna come and like do bad things to us and think that we're evil, even though we're not evil. Well, I know that we're nervous about that, but don't you think that like we should like, I don't know, approach them with some degree of politeness rather than some degree of These are totally new voices to you guys, but they're bickering and arguing.
Sebi, did you have anything else you needed from us?
No, but I will have the meeting ready at the appointed time.
We'll see you.
Clearly. I wish not to be seen. I'm going to leave through the back. And he goes to the back of the tent and like lifts up the tent and crawls out the back.
Come in.
2 people come tumbling in, bouncing and bumbling over each other. One of them is a halfling, the other one is a goblin. And literally, like the halfling like comes charging in full speed and like stops short and like tries to salute for a second, and the goblin just runs into them and they fall onto the ground and start rolling over each other. Not really certain what to do about that. And they sort of get up and you hit me. Well, you stopped short. Well, you hit me, and that's not appropriate. I didn't mean to hit you. You just stopped short. Well, now we're arguing in front of me.
It's okay. You're both fine, I think. No injuries, right? Did you need something from us?
Well, I, the halfling, sort of steps forward and shakes himself out and am my name is Corco, and I just wanted to make sure that you were not going to and the goblin. What my friend Corco is trying to say is that my name is Lorlo, and I am hoping that you are not going to kill us.
Why would I? Why would it we?
Well, it's a little bit about like our boss, I guess. Oh no, not our boss, not our boss. Our former boss. We definitely do not work for him. Right. Our former boss. We don't work for him anymore because Well, we did not. Yeah, no, we did not know. We had no clue that he was
Wait, are
a
you?
worshiper of a death god. Yeah, we thought he was just a cleric of Marilla, like most people.
Oh,
Yeah, Marilla. We thought that he was a worshiper of Marilla because, like, a normal religion, not a religion that glorifies the painful death of everyone. And definitely, we had no idea that he was
You guys
worshiping.
need to get out of here now.
Yeah.
You're formerly employed by Perius.
Yes.
Okay, he lied to everybody. He told us he was a cleric of Marilla as well, so good. Don't worry about it. What do you need? Was that it? Just that just to make sure we weren't gonna end your lives.
I'm gonna.
Well, yeah, go for it.
I want to talk to Tips for just a second. I don't trust these people in the slightest.
Wait, why? It was just Perius, so.
Yes,
Well, I guess we don't know.
but I don't trust these people. Why would he not send them to keep tabs on us?
Oh, sure.
Our best bet is to just kick them away.
Well, I think there's something we.
Okay.
You two. Orko and Lorgo.
Lorlo.
Thank you very
Corco Lorlo.
much.
Korkolorlo. Like K's but L's.
And you're
L's but
just
K.
and you're just friends. You're not like really.
What?
It's just your names were so similar. I thought it might have been a name.
Oh yes. We were adopted. We're
Oh, I
adopted.
see.
We were both orphans before we were adopted, and I'm number 12, and he's number 7.
Oh, so it
Who
is
are you
actually a
adopted
convention.
by?
Well, there's Borbo, and there's Corco with C's, which is very confusing because I'm Corco with K's, and then there's Dordo, and then there's Ioro, and then
One of
there's
you has to be named Uru. I think.
Nah, you'd think so, but they went with Yoro,
Okay.
and Yorio or something like that. He's weird. He's always off on his own. Yes,
Yeah.
so we're all the way down to Zorzo.
Who is your
26 adopted.
father?
Sorry, say again. Either and or both.
Who are
is
your
your
parents?
father? Yeah.
Oh, well, they were very nice merchants that adopted all sorts of lost children here in this land.
Names.
I'm no one, but well, and he points at Lorlo. But Lorlo has like a necklace that was found on him, so maybe he's someone. And
Not
Lorlo
your
says,
original parents, the adopted parents.
oh yeah, well, no, they're very nice. They were
Names.
they well, one of them was named Winona. That's our mother.
And
And
the
then
other?
our father's name was Noli.
Could I run an insight check on that to see if they're lying?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Man,
Those seem like their parents' names. Those are certainly reasonable Priani names.
I don't trust this in the
This
slightest.
this shoot Zuriel look like, really? You think these two are like?
100%. My bones have never been more sure that they might not be evil. They could be evil. I guarantee that I'm gonna get stabbed in the shin if I'm anywhere near these guys for a long period of time. But like my bones are certain that there's some form of not our friends.
Okay, we'll take that. Corco Lorlo, where is Perius now?
Well, we lost Emily. Well, I don't know. He could be anywhere. He could be wherever he wants to be. Um, he took some of the group and went northwest.
Told me he was going to do track. Who else
Yeah.
is left aside from you?
Well, there were originally 40 people in his group, and well, we lost 4 or 5. We lost 5 to delving. And he took another 25 with him. So there's 10 of us left. We were the ones who were elected to come talk to you first, by the others to
How many did you say he took with him?
25.
So you have 10 left, including.
Right. And we were elected.
That's very. I was elected as well.
Yes. They seem to think that you guys would be less likely to kill us because we were small.
But we're not going to kill any of you. If you didn't go with Perius, imagine. But if you didn't go with Perius, you're fine, as far as I'm concerned. But what are your plans now that Perius is?
Well, he took the money, and he took the stuff, and he took all the fines, and well, our tent was taken as well.
Oh my god. Wait, where are you all living now?
Well, he's only been gone for a little while. Well, the truth of the matter is that we have some debts run up at Hubert Songshore's Inn.
Oh my god. You all referring to the. It appears I have some things to take care of. I have to prepare for the. So I will be back later. You two, please follow. Actually, go to Songshore's Inn and leave. Don't stop your reservations there. Yes, we will figure out alternate accommodation.
Can I walk them out as well?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And just before they exit the tent, if I'm barely out of earshot of Tis, I want to offer to shake their hands and what is from the outside a friendly gesture, and I want to tell them his promises are not my own. If I see you doing anything suspicious near us, I personally will kill you.
Yeah, roll an intimidation roll, please.
All right.
Yeah, I think one of them's leg just starts involuntarily quivering and shaking, in fear, and the other one just sort of gets big-eyed and looks at you and nods, and then they turn and run out of the tent. And
bye, have fun. Hope everything works out well for you.
Yeah.
I don't take chances. Tis me, I will not. They seem to be very all right, but I still think we should keep their distance. Hopefully they won't bother us though.
Lyra, a psionic message comes for you.
Oh, I think Lyra's just gonna walk off away from the situation and just go to a quiet corner.
I would speak with you, my dear, says Nalri inside your mind. Come at your convenience. Earliest convenience.
So I think normally when Lyra does this, it looks almost like a kind of meditation trancing thing. So I think she's just going to be completely shaken up from hearing that. The tone and just everything. I think she's just going to stay seated for a moment to try and gather what she just heard. But I think she'll get up and walk away and just tell whoever's left in our group, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to see Nolly. That way they know where she is if she dies.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Let's just jump right there then. If we're there, I think everyone, we've got room for like a scene or two for everyone. If anyone has things they want to do, so let's cut to that. So you make it to Nalri's tent, and before you enter, you hear her sick voice saying, "Come in."
I think Lyle put like rest her hand on the rapier and walk in.
Greetings, my dear.
Greetings. I think she's going to stay pretty close to the entrance.
How go your adventures?
They're going, getting killed at almost every turn, but still here.
Would you like a cup of tea? She pours hot steaming tea into a cup. Actually, she pours it into 2 cups and takes one for herself.
Oh, I'm okay, thank you. I had some earlier.
Please, come sit next to me. It's hard for me to project all the way to the door that you stand by.
I think she'll come in closer, but she won't sit down. She'll stay standing.
We have had some dealings, you and I.
Yes, is this about the deepest part, I suppose, of the tomb?
It was. It still can be. But something has happened. Something that changes the balance.
What's happened?
We have established quite clearly that you owe me. And you will do something for me. I have made it clear that my desire lies in the deepest parts of the tomb. But perhaps there is something else you could do to alleviate your debt to me. Would that be appealing?
It depends on what you have in mind.
Either way, it's going to maintain secrecy, yes?
Of course.
Then I have no objection to informing you that now you have 2 options. Get me to the deepest part of the tomb is still an option. But the other option is that there is an object that has recently been made. A tool of magic and of strength. Zerial made it and gifted it to Tis, your friend. I need either the object or the brain that made it.
Why couldn't you just ask Zero yourself how to make it?
Zerial doesn't owe me the same debt that you do.
Confirming his canon, though, that I don't even think Zerial knew what he was doing.
Let's not tell her that.
Yeah.
You don't want the actual thing he made, you want him?
Either would do.
Oh.
Either the object or the brain that made it.
I don't know how easy it would be for me to procure such a thing. I think if it's all the same with you, I'd rather stick with the initial agreement we made. I feel like I could fulfill that.
Very well. It's your choice how you fulfill our bargain.
Yep, I think she's just gonna drop her arms from, I'm assuming, having them cross the entire time. And is that all then?
Yeah, I think that she raises her hand and sort of looks at it and, like, quite grossly picks a piece of dead flesh and just peels it off her hand, and then sniffs it and says, "That's all."
Right. I think I was just gonna give a really awkward smile and just turn away and immediately get out.
Beautiful. Do we get to see a scene as you step out? Like, is there like a moment where you curse or spit or like get the shivers or something?
I think Lyra's probably just gonna, if anything, drop to the floor because she doesn't like owing people anything. So she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be in that situation. And even though it's much easier to fulfill it with the second request, Tis has done too much. Zeal has done too much for them. So it's a massive sort of moral, I think, fight going on.
Yep.
But you can't betray them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll pan back to something you said on like one of the first sessions. Valerie said to Lyra that she's going to, like, Lyra will betray them one day. I think now Lyra's just going to be worried that she might do something in like a sudden flurry and betray them. And now she's hoping she doesn't want to do that. So I imagine she'll be keeping her distance a bit more just to avoid herself falling into that.
Ooh, interesting. So you're going to be more distant from the other players, or other characters. That's interesting. This, by the way, is the power of DM. You can set up a situation via prophecy and then make it happen if you want.
Have you ever
Sorry.
seen that scene at like the gallows or the dude's being hanged? He's like, first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like that's the same deal. I have to betray my party. I don't know if I can do it. Me having betrayed them twice, or perhaps more. Like, first time? I love it though.
Beautiful, yeah. Celia, do you have a scene you want to have? Someone you want to chat with? Syrup is in town. Although you can chat with anyone.
I think Celia is gonna not, if she sees them and she's like drawn into conversation, then she'll talk to them, but she doesn't trust either Alias or Soropi, and the more she's learning blood magic, the more she's realizing how dangerous it is and how big of a situation she might have gotten herself into. So she doesn't like the sound of that. And she's going to kind of avoid it if at all possible. But she's also she was here for a job, and we haven't done very much job recently. So I think,
to be fair, it's only been like remember, it may seem like that, but it's actually only been like a day or two. So you can like give yourself some credit, but still, yes, your point.
Yeah. I want to just like have a quick chat with Bealdor and make sure that our giant friend is okay and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah, let's do it. So Bealdor and Grastic are in like a room, and I think we've got like an odd couple thing going on here, where like Bealdor is like super fastidious and super neat, and Grastic like doesn't understand what furniture is for, and that he's big enough to break furniture when he sits on it. And so Bealdor's like, no, sit on the sand, okay, and that's like the scene that you come in on. And Grastic looks up and says, "Food!" and like stands up and like puts his hand to like brace himself on a desk, and like the desk creaks under the strain as he uses it to get himself up, and then one of the legs snaps off, and we all are just like, and Grastic like stumbles over to you and says, "Do you have food?"
Sure, I have food, and I'm going to give him some of the berries that I made earlier. And then I'm going to kind of go over to Bialda and be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize he would be such a problem.
He's fine. I wish I had some like heavy labor for him to do, you know?
Actually,
Something to carry.
we could find something like that for him. I think mainly we want him out from under your feet. Am I right?
No. I mean, I've got the fungi, and I have got Grastic. I can take care of them if we need to. But you know, if that's what's needed, if you have things for him to do, obviously that is great.
How is the fungi folk?
Oh,
What
fascinating. Oh, well, their language is quite fascinating. It's sort of a weird mixture of language and like pheromones. They emit scents and smells to help communicate. It's very fascinating. They also have the ability to emit them in a way that is intoxicating too, which is very weird. But nonetheless, yes, it is quite fascinating. They have gone on a journey, though. They were
have they?
curious to see the world, and so they decided to go take the report back personally, that I had sent.
So you still have contact with them, but they're off traveling.
Oh yes, it's a. I guess I could give it to you if you wanted.
No, it's okay. I wanted to check that everything was okay because we don't really tell you what we're up to, and you're kind of left in the dark sometimes. So
Why? What are you up to?
a lot. You know about the union, of course.
Yes, that was a surprise.
Yes, sorry about that. But
No, it's the right thing to do. You convinced me of that, and it's fine. I don't mind. I will stand up to HSE with all my strength.
I'm glad to see you're so enthusiastic.
I kind of have to be. So, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, do you know any spells?
To do what?
Just in general, are you a magic person? I don't even know what class he is, so.
I'm a researcher more than anything.
Okay.
Why? I certainly know of spells. Are you trying to learn something?
No, I was just wondering if you noticed any magic aura around recently?
Magic aura.
Are you the type that can sense something like that?
No. Not unless it's like really, 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 really obvious. Like Tiss's new R band, or whatever.
That answers my question. Well, I was wondering if you would undertake a little bit of not really research, but I just wanted to maybe do some experiments and see whether we could, I don't know, dampen the effect or at least get a gauge of how far away this thing can be felt, things like that.
Sure. We can definitely do that.
Yeah, because I'm worried about the safety of this thing. I'm thinking it might be good to get rid of it completely if it's going to be a problem.
Sure, yeah, of course. Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you roll? Why don't you roll for me? I feel like let's see, what do I feel like? I feel like the correct thing is maybe investigation.
Okay.
And he will provide advantage for you because he's a researcher and that's what he can do.
28.
Not 20. Let's go.
Wow, guys. Very well.
Don't you love our rolls today?
So obviously with detect magic, this is noticeable at within 30 feet. To someone who is as thick as a doornail, like Bialdor, in terms of magical acuity, it is essentially automatically detected as magic. Right? If you look at it, it seems magical because it is bright and shiny and colorful. To someone like you, this thing is so powerful that you can sense it when you're as far away as about like 300 yards. If you're searching for it. Someone more powerful than you might be able to sense it further if they were searching for it. Yes. It is a magical beacon.
Okay. In general, something like that would worry Celia. She doesn't really want to be noticed. Not that she's like not that she's socially awkward or anything, but just that she feels like a sense of surprise is always good, and having something like that just broadcasts where you are at all times isn't really the best thing.
No. That is certainly fair and certainly true. While you're doing this, unfortunately for you, there's no way to do this without sort of walking around Tis and testing ranges around Tis, right? And Tis went to the bar. It's the tavern, and so of course that means you are out in the open. And so of course Soropi comes to chat with you.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I don't get it.
Okay. Right in. Blunt.
You have all this natural talent.
Okay.
These spells that we're learning, this history of magic that we're uncovering just comes so easily to you.
Thank
and yet
you.
you're reluctant to use it. I worked so hard. If I had half your talent, I would be in a much better place. You don't, and you resist it.
Magic is more than just the utility of it. I don't think that. Okay. Can I ask you a question, Soropi? Why are you learning blood magic? What's your reason?
To uncover the histories of the past, to prove myself, to write my name in the stars so that people will remember me.
So you want to be known.
And I want to uncover this art that was lost.
Okay, well there we can agree. But I don't think you should be learning it just for the utility of it. I don't think you should be learning it just to use it. Because this magic, I don't think it was ever meant to be used.
Why? 80s is using it. And 80s wants me to use it. And 80s wants you to use it.
I'm sure he does. Can you tell me how you really feel about Adius?
He's a great man, a visionary, one who sees things, sees into the future, sees possibilities, sees that a time will come when this art is necessary and will save us. You can't tell me that it's not useful. Hasn't it saved you and your party many times?
It has. That tells me a lot. And what are you using your magic for? You're working for Songshore.
I mean, partially, but really, I'm just using that as a way to work for Adius.
I think maybe you and I have different visions of what it means to use magic.
Clearly, you won't even use it.
I learned it for the knowledge, but now I understand how destructive it can be.
It's not destructive, it's freeing. It's empowering. It opens you up.
Literally, yeah. I think Talia's kind of like nervously laughing at this point because she's kind of scaring her.
You don't take anything seriously, do you? Whatever. You know, if I've been covering with you for Adius.
How?
I just haven't been telling him that you are doubting, that you don't, believe in him, that you don't believe in this magic. You think that he'll be okay with you being in there as his representative and not giving him everything, not sharing with him all the secrets that you uncover, not using this power the way it should be used to get deeper into the tomb? You have so much power, and yet you waste it.
Okay, arguably, I am doing all of those things.
Not nearly to the degree that you could be, and you know it. With the amount of power you have, with the amount of drive that you have, you could have ransacked the entire tomb already. You're holding yourself back.
I think Celia's like about to tell her about the blood bending of Serial, and then kind of realizes, like, she remembers like how horrible it felt to have that power of control over someone and be able to just dictate their every move if she wanted to. And she kind of like, she just stands there for a while just like thinking about it, and she kind of forgets that Serope's like arguing with her in the first place. And she's just thinking about like how, because this magic to her doesn't feel like any other kind of magic. It feels more like it has control of her rather than she's in control of it.
Yeah.
And that's why she's not using it. But Serope seems to enjoy the control over others, and that is scary. But she doesn't really have an answer to like why she's holding herself back, apart from just like it feels wrong.
Yeah, I think that's
so she doesn't have a good excuse there.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. So Serope says, well, whatever. I found a lead on another one of the needles that Adius needs, and I'm gonna go get it. Okay? You can waste your time dilly-dallying about, but I'm gonna get it. And I'm gonna give it to him. And if you haven't found one of them for him by then and given it to him, then I'm going to tell him everything. I'm going to tell him that you are wasting your time. I'm going to tell him that you found magic that you haven't given him. And I know that that's true. I know that's true.
I really hope we have a chance to work together in the future. But right now, I do have other priorities, yes.
I will never understand you. You could be so great, and yet you choose to not be. She turns and walks away in a huff. And you hear a voice right next to you. Well, she was rude.
I think Celia like jumps and then kind of turns.
Did
Who
you
is it?
said? There's no one there. Just a voice.
Okay.
So he's gonna like keep looking around, like surreptitiously, just like scratch your head and just be like,
I'm down here.
She looks down.
Yeah. You would have sworn it wasn't there a minute ago, but like right next to your right foot, there is like a head of a person buried in sand. It's Samo.
Okay.
Oh, hi. Do you need
I'm
some help?
stuck. Could you help me out a little bit?
How did you get there?
I don't really know. It seems to be some sort of consequence of my magic.
Sure. Yeah. She grabs his wrist and pulls.
And like it comes out and like sand like pours off him, and he looks at you and says, "That is sand in all the wrong places." And our little round halfling friend looks at you and says, "So anyway, did you did you mean what you said there?"
Which part?
Well, the whole thing that you just said about you know, power not being the right call for all times, and sometimes you have to turn away from the power. And oh, sorry, was I listening to your thoughts and not your words? I apologize. Sometimes I do that.
Oh. She's like nervously laughing again. She doesn't really know what to say here. Yeah.
You know, that's really unusual for a mortal. Actually, it's unusual for an immortal. Actually, it's really just unusual as in people.
Is that a compliment? I don't know.
Depends. Do you want to be normal?
Pardon?
Do you want to be normal?
I don't know if the choice is being normal or having this scary magic that's getting me in trouble. I'm not sure. Honestly.
Well, I promised you friendship. Would you like a cup
Yeah.
of tea?
I would love a cup of tea. Thank you.
And he holds a finger out, extends his arm all the way, and sort of squints his eyes, and then sort of looks back at you and then squints his eyes again, and then draws a circle in the air. But as he does, a gold rope appears where his finger is drawing. And when he closes the rope, suddenly inside the rope is a crowded room filled with junk. And he just says, "Well, follow along." And he walks through.
Can I just have like a quick look around before I walk through and just be like looking to see if anyone else saw that?
Yeah, there's literally like a guy there who's sort of looking around, and he spits and he looks at you and scratches his beard and nods and looks right through the portal without seeming to notice that it's there or anything like that.
Okay. I'll step through.
Yeah, and you find yourself in Samo's home. And I'm gonna go check in on a couple other people before I come back to you. Zerial, how you doing?
Doing well.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything that you want to accomplish while you're in the encampment?
I do. We still have the metal shards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just test them to see what... I have a hunch that they have an effect that nullifies magic or something. I'm not quite sure, but could I see if I can test them?
Yes. Do you have a particular way that you want to test them, or do you just want to roll an investigation check?
Well, I kind of just want to do like a lab setup with different types of like if I can make it into some sort of goo right? Like submerge it in some sort of amplifying fluid, and then either cast spells through it or just seeing what different reactionary things to things that might be considered like quote unquote magic. So
yeah. Okay. Well, here's the deal. The flex are not limitless, but there's a lot of them, like these little shards, these little metal shards or whatever. And they are used up. They don't have endless uses. So can you roll an investigation check for me?
You got it.
Beautiful. So it doesn't take you that long. It takes you a little bit of time, and it doesn't take you more than about an eighth of the metal shards to prove this. But basically, you deduce that if you use them correctly, if you time them correctly, and if at the right moment you focus and channel sort of magical energy through them, then they will reflect spells.
Oh, interesting.
They don't cancel spells, they reflect them.
That's such a shame because I had like a hunch or specifically something that like would be very terrifying in a considerable context. But given something that would be able to nullify magic, injecting said thing in a potion form into the bloodstream of a magic user would essentially just like I still need to see Legend of Korra.
Try doing that with Soulwood.
Oh shit, you're right.
We already have a nullifying magic object.
Big brain. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I will keep that in mind, though. Thank you for reminding me.
Yep.
So, but that's perfect. Then I now know what it does. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Wild.
Tris, how you doing?
Okay.
Anything you want to do?
Yeah. If I'm just getting to the tavern, I would like to, on the way there, tell Porco and Lorlo, to one, secure a tent that will accommodate 10 people, and to tell the rest of find their way.
Okay.
At the hour that I told Debbie.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. They agree and do so, and you get to the tavern, and there's like 25 people there, and the tavern owner looks at you and ushers you over.
I to them.
You gonna turn this into the guild's personal tavern?
No. If you would be okay with that, I would consider it. But not without your permission.
Look, I'm gonna keep doing this, but you're gonna need to sweeten the pot for me a little bit, because Songshore is just so you know, made it clear that businesses that are serving you and your people, he's gonna prevent his people from coming here.
Well, these are his people. Oh, just to clarify, the people that are here now, the 25, are the ones that Sebi brought. Yeah. Well, these are his people. Nobody from my camp is here.
I know, and they get in trouble. And I get in trouble. But trouble all around. But you know, I like you. You know, lizard folk to lizard folk, and you sailor type seem nice, I guess. I don't really know what the sea is, but you know, it seems like a big thing. But you know,
you're not Celestian?
No, I'm Brian.
Oh, were you born here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just curious. Oh, you were saying.
Oh no, it just seems nice, and Your guild, though, it's small. It's not enough to make up the business that I'm going to lose from Songshore if I keep doing this. So until it is, you might need to float me a few coins to keep me in business, especially if if HSE jacks up the prices a little, you know.
Yes, I can. I'm also kind of seeking to problem of this side with this. That being said, further clarification. How much would that tent cost to accommodate 10 people?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. 2-person tent is 2 gold, so a 10-person tent, that'll be 10 gold.
Okay, I will give that to Corco and Lorla. And then did we get a name for the bartender?
My name is bartender. No, we didn't.
Okay,
we may have at some point, but I've definitely 100% forgotten, and I definitely don't have it in my notes because it just says bartender here in my notes. Yeah, hold on.
Watch is like Emily or Asma have like the name in their like notes.
I mean, it's certainly possible. If Emily or Asma have it, then I will happily take it.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, I write most names. I have Apple the Bat and Quebec and the Freaky Halfling, but no, I don't have a bartender.
Okay. I think his name is Clacky.
Okay. Well, Clacky, I actually have some business for you. So my aim is this, and Tis explains the spell, create food and water. Feeds 15 people? 30 people. But it feeds however many people. So Tis aims to be able to store all of that for everybody to access it in this like space, buffet style essentially, or soup kitchen style, something to do. And then it tends to be, from what I understand, it is on the bland side. It's not like especially, but I would like to supplement it with whatever stores Clacky has. So your fundamentals are grains, carbs, eggs, that sort of thing, to supplement the food that I'm going to. So I would like to hire Clacky Services and whoever he has access to, whoever they have access to, as far as cooks go, and set up a meal for people to come in.
Well, that's a powerful, fine gesture you got there, and some magic to boot. We can certainly work on making that happen.
So I'm willing to pay for the use of your facilities, and then for whatever stores you have that we might, and whatever labor that it might. So how much would that run me? This a little more comfortable.
Yeah. So he looks at you and says, "And you want me to include the comfort fee and everything so that it's all above board? I can even potentially go to someone and say, look, I'm overcharging him or something like that, if that helps my lot in life."
Yes, that would be ideal.
Well, the tent, the board, the food, the services, the cooking, the scene, and then you want me to give away the food for free on top of that as like a soup kitchen deal. 300.
Yeah, that works for me. Just give them 550.
Perfect. Takes it and says, "You're a mighty generous man, or person, or lizard, whatever you prefer."
Any of those. Yeah, so that's the plan. Once Corco and Laurel get back with their crew, this would explain the. So at some point, Tish had suggested to Lenia that we have somebody clear out the skeleton room.
Yep.
I will see about their enthusiasm toward the areas is formed.
Yeah. Speaking of Lenia, you get a tap on your shoulder.
Yes.
It's Lenia.
Oh, hello.
Hi. I just saw you do that.
The creating water and all that, or the deal?
The deal, yes, the financial deal, and I'm
Oh yeah.
totally fine with it. I think it's a great idea, but we need records of these things.
Oh, do we?
So
Really? Giving stuff away?
trust me, we need records of our financial dealings.
Okay. So I just spent 550 on. Oh no, 560 total on a tent and this.
Let me be very clear. No, you did not. You just gave 560 gold pieces to the guild, and the guild did that.
Well, my money is the guild's money. So, yes, I.
Sort of true, but it's only true insofar as you make it. So the guild did this, and you gave me 560 gold for the guild coffers.
Yes, I did.
Excellent. I just need to be very, very clear. And then she like pulls out like a piece of paper and she starts taking notes down and she starts like writing down. She like shows it to you and says, "Is this everything that you arranged in the deal?" And like it's just like a list of every single thing that you discussed with him, basically.
Oh, wow. That is thorough.
It's best to be thorough.
How much are you paying yourself? I know we established that you are. Is it comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. Give yourself a raise if you feel like you should. 'Cause you're doing excellent.
I'm well. The place where I'm the weakest and the least used to you is recruitment. So I'm glad that you're taking that on a little bit. I can handle the business of once people are interested recruiting them, but that's where I'm at my weakest. And the more people we recruit, the better I will be able to treat myself. So please successfully recruit these people so that I can, give myself a raise. She smiles.
Okay. I'll do my best. I don't know if you're aware of the developments surrounding Beric, Perius, Beric of Oxus. Come to learn. But his party is in shambles. Not in shambles. Broken up. And the remains of that party are going to be helping us. I hope. But that may be.
And as you see that, you see Corco and Lorlo come in with like with 8 others, mostly halflings and goblins, good mix. But there's also there's a human there and there's an elf.
Has everything been prepared at this point?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so Tis will like not schmooze, but get everybody like fed before making these pitches.
Yeah, why don't you make a persuasion check? Actually, why don't you make 2 persuasion checks? One of them at advantage, one of them normal. Okay.
Normal one is a 22.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So Corco and Lorlo's group seems slightly dubious / skeptical. Corco and Lorlo are happily eating away because they didn't eat yesterday. But the other group, the members of Songshores that are here, seem very open and friendly and chatty.
So with the Songshore folks, I especially want to drill in on the fact that Songshore regularly asks them, or does that bait and switch on them, where a job will be one thing, but they're left in the and then just the fact that they're considered expendable. Yeah, I pay special attention to that.
Yeah, they seem very keen, and most of them seem to like come out right away and say, "Yeah, that's not cool. We don't like that at all." I think that there's one person in particular. They are very very unusual looking. They are a they are a lizard folk, much like you, but they are all white. They are an albino lizard folk, and they have a scar through one of their eyes, and the other one is totally cloudy.
I'd like to approach them. Well met. My name is Chris.
Yes. I'm Oscar.
I don't mean to fight, but I have never with an appearance like
it is unusual. It was Yemis leached the color from me and took my sight. Or maybe Gyatso.
There's some question.
When my sight was taken, I could not see who it was.
I will say that seems not to contradict
what Yemis do you know? That is the question.
More than one.
Just says and nods as if you've said something profound.
There are more than one.
I cannot know.
You're with Songshore's camp.
I came here for business. He pays.
Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself, and I hope you're having your. As of right now, I don't have any. Make your acquaintance and figure that I'm interested in everyone.
If you want them, you'll have to push harder. Just being nice is good, but you'll need to arrange for something more.
Did you have any?
You cannot beat against Songshore because he has numbers on his side. You need to get to the point where he doesn't have the numbers on his side. Whatever those numbers are. Men, gold, favors. You must erode all. What ship did you serve on?
I don't.
You can make it up.
Did you have any like naming convention?
No. Boat naming conventions.
The Seafoam.
I don't know it, but
You wouldn't have.
When I served, I was on the Ranger.
Was that a merchant vessel?
Of sorts. I would say it lended itself towards piracy.
Okay, I see. Well, I have met my fair share of pirates. Some kinder and more accommodating than others. You are of that sort.
Well, I'm not a pirate now. Although I do work for Hubert Songshore, and I have to say, on my vessel at least, we voted for the bosun. We voted for the captain. My position was always protected because I was the weather witch, but we voted.
Whereas in Songshore's camp,
At least I have no say on my life, on where I go, and where I go to die.
Yes, that's precisely what we're trying to work with. I get the idea that what we're offering isn't quite enough yet for several people.
I think she stops and corrects him. She says, "It is enough for me. It is not enough for me, though, in another sense, that it will fail. You need to arrange it so that you will be successful,
So that
or at least that there is an odds of success that is above the negligible it appears right now.
okay.
She nods.
Well, once again, Aki,
Oscar.
it was a pleasure. Extends.
Yeah. And, she's blind, but she uses magic to compensate, and she just reaches forward and grabs your hand and shakes it.
Is Lenny nearby? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just her last thing is she says, if you ever miss rain, let me know and I'll give you some.
If I ever miss what?
Rain.
Give me.
My talents are misused under Songshore.
Not to take advantage of an offer too soon, but
She nods.
just kind of leaves the silence in the air hanging, half expected.
Yeah. Lenny is nearby.
Yeah, Sotis will approach. Lenia, did you catch any of that conversation? Very interesting conversation.
What? Oh, no, sorry. I was over here speaking with this fine gentleman, and she points to someone from Songshore's camp, and that she's clearly trying to do the same thing you're doing, schmoozing, right? Please tell me all about it. Is there something that I need to? She sneezes.
Bless you.
Is it chilly? No. Okay. Yes. What was the conversation?
Yeah, Sotis will run down the base, the odd points, and center on the metrics. So I think we know to some extent know what we are up against. It would benefit us to have. We're playing a numbers game against Songshore, in which his numbers are and that needs. Not sure how, but knowing the figures. Is there anything you?
Yes, I will get right on. And she pauses for a second and looks out the window, and it's raining.
That was the other thing about our new friend. Well, the weather apparently. Incredible.
Interesting, and hard to see the potential applications, but interesting.
Tis is staring out the door the whole time that.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Okay. Yes, I will work on getting those numbers of Songshore for you.
Just starts walking out. We have a few people that are friendly. At this point, still all the way out the door. Sebi, Monk, Goblin.
Sorry, Sebi, Oscar. What was the third one you said?
Sebi, Oscar. But I was asking if Sebi is a goblin.
Oh, Sebi is a monk. I think he's just human. Pretty sure he's human.
But yes, Sebi and Oscar so far may be of some use. Getting information out of it. And then that will be the last thing that trails off as
Beautiful. Okay. Well, it's getting on the end of the episode, but I do want to end on a nice little dramatic moment here. Celia, this place is crowded. It's a mess. There's literally like a musical instrument just lying in the middle of the floor, upside down. There's books stacked everywhere. There's half-finished teacups everywhere. The bed is not made and also has books all over it. It looks like it's partially used as storage rather than anything else. And there's a stand for holding sheet music there as well. There's also this weird gray rectangle that seems to be like totally featureless in all ways, except it has a seam down the side of it, almost like it's a box. And Samuel looks at you and says, "Well, come on," and he brings you into a area. It's got gray couches in it, and as well as like a brown carpet. It's sort of very soft beneath your feet. And he sits you down and he grabs a black mug and hands it to you and points at it, and it's hot. And he says, "So, seems to me, perhaps, that a while ago you made a decision.
I did, yes.
A decision to specialize.
Yes.
Now, the rules as I understand them are typically that, you're stuck. That's your decision. That's who you are.
Yes.
But it seems like the friendly thing to do, to offer you an opportunity to change."
Oh.
So then I guess the question is, do you want to change? And I think that is where we're going to end the episode. And we'll give Celia some time to think on that. Okay, guys, I hope that was fun. I certainly had a lot of fun. And I am excited to see where you all go with all this. We've got several competing and interesting and cool plot lines going on simultaneously. Oh shoot, I totally Marcus, this is a very minor thing. But in your conversation with Aska at some point, she would have mentioned your wristband. She wouldn't have like made a big deal about it, but she would have just commented that you're carrying a lot of power or something like that, something vague like that. Just she's too attuned to not like make a comment that like that's a thing that you're doing. Basically. Okay. But yeah, guys, I hope that was a lot of fun. Let's hand out some experience points as we're at it.
I'm excited to see Tista Tremendous.
Oh no, I keep on forgetting to bookmark this page. Someone remind me to bookmark this page before I close once I find it. Again, I'm so bad at, there we go. Where is it?
I think you are right though. Tis has become terrifying. Like, it's great.
Yeah, that is a lot of irresponsibility. It is, but it's also
perfect. What level are you guys?
9.
11. Oh, are we 9? Oh yeah, 9 times. Okay, yeah, I was going back.
Right.
And did math wrong.
That happens. Okay, let's do this thing. What things did you do today that you feel like you should be rewarded for?
Had an argument.
Yeah, your debate with Theropi. Yeah, I'll give you credit for that. I think crafting a magical item that changes the direction of the game. I'm going to give you credit for that.
Arguably 3 of them.
I'm going to give him different credit for the other 2, though. I think is the appropriate thing to do.
To be fair, the legendary item that changes the course of the game wasn't the belt; it was actually Asma's potion.
Yeah, I'll get had a discussion with Nalri. I'll give you credit for that.
Oh yeah, that's actually a big one on her part because she played the moral decision of this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm going to give you hard credit for that. Okay. Sorry, say again.
Hosted a massive dinner.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to give you medium credit for that.
My bigger thing I think was getting the tent, housing Perius's rejects.
Yeah, I agree. choosing to take Imperius's rejects. I like it. Anything else?
Undertook some research. Does that count on this
100%,
span?
of course. Anything you do that you feel like took effort can count. Or things that happened to you that took stress.
So you all found out what the reflective dust thing does?
Oh yeah, that's actually a big one.
Huh.
Deduce the meaning of the reflective metal shards.
Pocket sand. All of a sudden, the spell they cast at me just goes right back at him. Oh no, my power!
Yeah, and I'll give you credit for deducing the range of this magic item, Celia. I'll give you credit for that. Anyone else have anything that they want credit for?
That's it for me.
Nope. Okay. Then let's hand out those experience points. That is going to be 3,163 experience points.
65,110.
Where does that put us on character advancement? Let's find out.
Oh, it levels us up.
It levels you up.
I see.
You guys are level 10.
The little thing. Heck yeah. And I already know what I'm going to take, somewhat, sort of.
Ooh, this is going to be a tough one for Celia.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about it. We'll talk about it off stream. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. And if you did have a good time, well, I recommend that you come back here in about 4 hours and check out our other game, because it's a lot of fun too, and it'll be a lot of good stuff. And also, I recommend coming back next week and checking out this group again, because this group is a lot of fun and they're in a lot of cool situations right now. So please, all of you, go live good and happy and productive lives. And as always, I highly recommend that you call your cat and feed your mom. Bye, everyone.